Practical Magic 2 is something I never thought I would ever get to say in my lifetime, that's for sure. First and foremost, I thought it was a movie that only I really knew about, but I guess it's more popular than I thought. This is a movie that has always been in my top 5, pretty much top 2 to be honest. It was what kickstarted my love for Nicole Kidman as well as Moulin Rouge. But Practical Magic is what I grew up on. That came out in 98, and I remember being a child and watching that movie. Now, looking back, I rewatched it recently. There were so many moments I probably didn't understand as a child. You know, there's some more adult moments in that film. But it is PG. But it's pretty dark subject matter at times, but I guess it's a 1998 PG. Things were a little bit more lax, I guess. But Practical Magic 2, it has been announced, and they have pretty much, I mean not outright confirmed, but pretty much stated that they are doing their best to get Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman to re-sign on for Practical Magic 2, which is the only way they would do this movie. I sure hope so anyway. I do not want Practical Magic 2 unless the original people are returning. And I should state, I do not want a Practical Magic 2 if it's going to be in a similar vein to, let's say, Hocus Pocus 2, which really leaned into Gen Z. There were moments where the Sanderson sisters posed for a selfie. They don't even know what that is. Why would that happen? I don't want it to be silly. I really do not want it to be silly. I want this to have the same nostalgia the original gives me. I do not want it to be rooted in present day and to have references of present day in it. I really do not. I don't think it would work that well if that is the case. Now, like I said, I just rewatched Practical Magic again. I watched it last night, actually. And for those that don't know, it follows witches. It's specifically the Owens sisters. And the overall plot is that there is a curse that was created by one of their ancestors called Maria. She was getting tried for being a witch. And she was pregnant at the time. She proved as she was getting tried, she was about to get hanged. And she jumped from wherever you get hanged. What's it called? Anyway, that platform. She jumped and survived. The rope snapped because she is a witch. She wasn't going to die. Anyway, she's pregnant. She gets banished to an island and no one comes to save her. Not even the person that got her pregnant. So she creates this curse. Well, she casts a spell that turns into a curse that is essentially any man that dares love an Owens woman would meet an untimely end. So that is the premise for the movie. We jump forward, we get the parents of Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman. The father dies after they hear the sound of the beetle. If you hear the beetle, you'll know the man you love is doomed to die. And then, of course, we get the Owen sisters. They are Nicole Kidman, who plays Gillian, and we get Sandra Bullock, who plays Sally. Gillian is the wild one. She goes to Orlando, sleeps with a bunch of people, meets this guy who we know is bad news from the get-go. Sally is more introverted. She stays home with her aunts. One of the aunts is Stockard Channing, actually, who played Rizzo in Grease. Little did you know. But Sally wants to fall in love. That's all she wants. When she was younger, she cast a spell to make her dream man, a man that could never exist, a man with blue and green eyes, can ride a pony backwards, can flip pancakes in the air, his favorite shape would be a star, all this good stuff. Anyway, all she dreams about is falling in love, but the man will never come. Anyway, her aunts cast a spell to kind of give her a push to get out of the house, so she meets a guy. She falls in love with this guy. They didn't expect her to fall in love with him, really. They thought it would just be the spell. Anyway, she has kids. One of the kids is Evan Rachel Wood. Baby Evan Rachel Wood. And of course, the guy dies. Very sad. Anyway, the whole story with Practical Magic is Gillian's bad boy that she likes tries to take her life. And they accidentally end his life while trying to protect Gillian. And so they try to bring him back with one of the spells, but when you do that, they will come back dark and unnatural. So then they end his life again. And a detective comes to town to investigate the case. We soon learn that detective was the man that Sally conjured up as a child. The man she wished for. This is who it is. Gary Hallett. Anyway, Gillian gets possessed by the spirit of her former lover, and they have to form a coven of witches to rid the spirit and end it once and for all. And while doing that, they break the curse. They break the Owens curse that Maria cast. And they did it through sisterhood. It's cringy, of course it's cringy, but it's a classic 90s movie. It's so much fun. And my favorite part is, of course, the end, which I used to rewind on my VHS countless times, where the Owens family jumps off their roof and fly. It's incredible. It sends chills down my spine. It's a perfect movie to me. I think it's amazing. And I still get chills as well when they're getting rid of the spirit in Jillian. And Sally cuts her hand, goes my blood, your blood, our blood, Maria's blood. They're in the circle together as the other women are around them with the brooms, casting the spell, trying to rid the spirit, and the curse is broken. It's magical. It's a great film. I love it so much. Anyway, the film is wrapped up quite neatly. Sally ends up with the detective, Gary Hallett, and Jillian is freed from her man once and for all. Hopefully learning her lesson not to always fall for the bad boy, which she seemed to have a habit of doing. Now, with Practical Magic 2, I don't know where we'll go. That's the thing. I am nervous. When it got announced, I was so excited. Warner Brothers were posting on Instagram and on TikTok clips from the original movie with memes for Practical Magic 2. So I was over the moon. I just don't know where the story in the sequel could possibly go. I'm thinking maybe they accidentally cast a spell that turns into a curse, but I don't want the same movie to be done again. I don't want just another story told that wouldn't further the story of the family. It has to be bringing something new or improving on something that was already done, but I don't think you can improve on Practical Magic. I think it's perfect. So this new story, I hope they're really thinking about this. I really hope they are, because I don't know where this could possibly go, because like I said, Practical Magic 1 was wrapped up so nicely in a nice, neat little bow. The whole town who used to yell, witch, witch, you're a witch, now loved the Owens women. So I don't know where this is going to go. I can't imagine what the conflict's going to be. I don't want to guess too much. I'm just going to wait patiently. But like I said, if they do not cast the original stars, that's when I'm going to be very upset. They need to bring back Nicole Kidman, Sandra Bullock, Evan Rachel Wood, Stockard Channing, Aidan Quinn. They all have to come back. They really, really do. And I pray they all sign on for this. Now, like I said, this movie was a very important part of my childhood. It actually, I think for my sisters, they once told me that they started to hate the movie because, like I said, I would take the VHS, watch it, and then I'd just rewind it, watch it again, rewind it, watch it again, and then the last 10 minutes, on repeat. Always on repeat as they jump off their roof and fly. I could quote this movie from start to finish, but I have no shame in that. I think it's perfect. I even remember once, a very important moment in my childhood was when Twitter was fairly new and you could message celebrities and they would see it and probably respond. And I messaged Evan Rachel Wood saying, do you still jump off your roof and fly? And she said, always. Honestly, when I tell you that made my whole damn childhood, it certainly did. And when I say childhood, I was definitely older than that because this was like 2009, where I would have been 15 years old or 16. We won't think about that. We won't. But I'm going to be following this closely because I am such a massive fan. I'm dying to know where they're possibly going to go with this. I think it'll take a long time before we even hear anything else, simply because it was only just announced. I think it will go quiet for a long time. That's kind of what happened with Hocus Pocus 2. I feel like it got announced and then it was just radio silence for a long time and then suddenly we got a trailer. So I think that's what will happen. I just need confirmation before anything else happens that the original cast are signing on. Everyone's still around, so they better. And this movie cannot be made without Nicole Kidman and Sandra Bullock, that's for sure. So we'll see where they're going with it. We'll see what the plan is. And I sure hope it's the same director. I'm not really sure on the status of the director, so we shall see. But I guess they're going to start having to rebuild that bloody house because if you know, the house in Practical Magic, they built that just for the movie. That house does not exist. Because that's everyone's dream house to live in. It is not there. You will not find it. So here's hoping they're going to be rebuilding that. Anyway, let me know what you think is going to happen in Practical Magic 2. Like I said, I think there'll probably be some kind of new curse they're going to have to figure out. I don't know. Or maybe it'll be Sally's kids, you know, new witches coming up. But I don't know. If Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman take the place of the aunts and then it follows the kids, I just don't really know how it's going to go. I don't want them to take a backseat in the story. I need them to still spearhead it. I need them to lead this story. It can't move forward without them. I just don't think it can. They have to be front and center in this movie. Well, in order for me to be satisfied anyway. I'm not sure about you guys. But like I said, let me know in the comments below where you think it's headed, who you think they'll cast, if we'll get the original characters back, and what kind of plot points you think it'll follow, because I have no bloody clue. That's what's happening. I'm pumped. I can't wait. I just wanted to talk about Practical Magic because I bloody love it more than anything. Such a great film. If you've never seen it, watch it. Sorry I just spoiled it, but it doesn't matter. It'll still hit hard because it's a great bloody movie. And I will see you in the next video.